Come and get yourself a little bit of life. Oh, that's too bad.
Kathy Griffin thought it would be funny to do a photo shoot holding the bloodied, severed head of a sitting president of the United States. Consensus, she was wrong. You can't really blame her, though. She spent her entire career not understanding comedy. Let's be honest, Kathy Griffin has never been funny, ever. So why would you expect her to be now? Most sites around the interwebs aren't showing the entire photo as it's too disgusting and inappropriate, I would imagine. I don't really have a problem with that, I just think they're blurring out the wrong face. That's better. Imagine if this photo was taken 4 years ago. Tim Allen was the comedian and it was Obama's head. A liberal shitstorm, I assure you. And rightly so. But that would never happen because even in, as she calls it, edgy comedy, there are limits. Michael Richards' career was basically destroyed in 2006 for calling someone the N-word multiple times in the context of a stand-up routine. I wonder if Kathy Griffin would defend that as edgy comedy. I don't really wonder. I know she wouldn't. This whole thing was a cry for attention by a self-proclaimed D-list celebrity. A grade that I think is a couple letters too early in the alphabet. But mission accomplished. Let's take a look at some of the press conference highlights and watch Kathy Griffin be funny for the first time in her life.
I'm not afraid of Donald Trump. He's a bully. I've dealt with older white guys trying to keep me down my whole life, my whole career.
Older white guys, huh? A curious phrase. I guess when Larry David, an older white guy, cast her in a guest spot on Seinfeld, he was keeping her down. She hasn't even begun this press conference and already she's the victim.
I love what I do. I love making people laugh more than anything in the world.
Miss Griffin, you are welcome to begin making people laugh at any time you'd like. We're still waiting.
That sometimes when you do stand-up, and I've done it in a war zone, and I've done it at Walter Reed Hospital, and I've done it at Carnegie Hall.
What a self-aggrandizing statement. Basically, look how great I am.
Sometimes people want, a joke that's out there and a little crazy.
I'm sure the people in a war zone and at Walter Reed Hospital are laughing hysterically at your Trump photo as we speak. Sounds like you know your audience. Please continue.
Regarding the image that I participated in, that apology absolutely stands. I feel horrible. I have performed in war zones.
War zones again? We get it, Kathy.
The idea that this, made people think of this tragedy, to have been touched by this tragedy, is horrifying and it's horrible.
I can only assume she's referring to ISIS beheadings in the Middle East. I think Kathy's right on this one, though. How could she have possibly known people would make a connection between her photo and ISIS beheadings?
Trust me, if I could redo the whole thing, I would have had a blow-up doll and no ketchup.
This is what we call bad timing in comedy. Her joke falls flat. You can hear her pause for laughter that never comes. Let's do a quick replay and help her out a bit.
Trust me, if I could redo the whole thing, I would have had a blow-up doll and no ketchup. I make mistakes. I'm an out-there comedian. I'm an in-your-face comedian.
Translation, anything filthy is funny. An in-your-face comedian is someone like Eddie Murphy in the 80s killing it in stand-up. You are only an in-our-face comedian because you jumped in front of the lens.
A sitting president of the United States and his grown children and the First Lady are I feel personally, trying to ruin my life forever.
More and more, she frames herself the victim. How would she feel to see a picture of her mother or any other relative or friend depicted in such a way? This sounds like a case of I can dish it out, but I can't take it. And as far as them ruining your career, you did that all by yourself. Let's go ahead and take some responsibility for our own actions.
It's in-your-face comedy. I keep it real. I'm going to make fun of the president. And you know what? I'm going to make fun of him more now. More.
This statement shows her apology is worthless. I assure you she's not sorry she did the photo. She's sorry she's suffering the consequences. Like a remorseless felon when it comes time for sentencing. They don't cry for their victims. They cry for themselves and the life they could have had.
I've made fun of W. I made fun of Clinton. Oh, God, remember the Monica dress days? Those were the days. You could make dress jokes all day long and nobody tried to kill you.
I'm not sure anyone is trying to kill you, and any sane person would not condone such acts against Miss Griffin, obviously. But let's not compare dress jokes to a beheading photo. That's just ridiculous.
I'm under a Secret Service investigation.
And the first family did not come after you with any of the other presidents.
I'm pretty sure anyone who posted a photo holding a mannequin of the president's severed head would find themselves under Secret Service investigation. And that parrot on her shoulder, her attorney, give me a break. No, the first family didn't come after her for jokes about a dress. Not comparable.
I
into a
get
comic.
I get what I am. I'm the shiny object. I get it. We all know what's going on here. They're using me as the shiny object so that nobody's talking about his FBI investigation. All right, I get it.
They didn't choose you, Kathy. You chose yourself by your actions. I'm pretty sure Trump wasn't sitting in the Oval Office saying, how can we get some heat off this Russia thing? And Kellyanne Conway pops in. 2 words, Kathy Griffin.
Do you have fear for your career after this storm dies down?
Absolutely. I don't think I will have a career after this. I think I'm going to be honest, he broke me. He broke me. He broke. And then I was like, no, this isn't right. It's just not right. And I apologize because that was the right thing to do and I meant it.
I've got 2 words, bull and shit. You apologize because your attempt at humor failed miserably and you want to work again. If your photo was received by the left or anyone as funny, appropriate, or even brave, you would have stood by that photo and attempted to ride that exposure as far up the ladder as you could. But CNN fired you. Venues are dropping you left and right. You're sorry about the photo because you know you committed career suicide, and there's no one to blame but yourself.
Think about CNN firing you.
It's sad. It's hurtful to me.
It's hurtful.
Yeah.
It's censorship is what it is. I'll say it more bluntly. She worked there for 10 years.
Look,
She was the
there's a
best
bunch
thing
of-
about New Year's Eve.
There's a bunch of old white guys trying to silence me.
This attorney couldn't debate her way out of a paper bag. It's not censorship. CNN is a privately held company, and they have the right to cut ties with whoever they choose if they feel it will affect their bottom line, the dollars. She was not censored. She is and was free to do what she wants, both personally and professionally. No one is stopping her. Actions have consequences, but consequences are not censorship. And if her attorney thinks Miss Griffin is the best thing about New Year's Eve, then I will steer clear of any New Year's Eve bash she's been attending.
You don't have to like me, but you shouldn't silence a comic.
No one is silencing you, Miss Griffin. They're just running away from you like the plague.
Well, I think there's a lot of people in this administration that seem like super nuts, and I feel like it's weird that you guys or anybody's acting like they're not like nuts. Like they seem like a bunch of nut jobs. I feel like
I think she lost her train of thought here. In essence, she's not the nut job in this scenario.
We used to say that with great power comes great responsibility. We used to hold our presidents to a standard that they don't criticize artists and comedians.
With great power comes great responsibility. Really? I guess she's seen Spider-Man.
How can we know?
I don't know. I thought that hurt. That's all. You know, I really.
All right, honestly, I have to stop. I can't take it anymore. She's crying that she is being bullied. Just keep blaming everyone but yourself. This photo was basically the new Coke of career moves. Legendary. If you don't know what new Coke is, Google it. In the end, her words are a product of our everyone's a victim society. From one side of her mouth, she's sorry and realizes the photo was wrong and in poor taste. From the other side, she proclaims that censorship of comedians and artists isn't right or fair. Well, which one is it, Miss Griffin? Either you're sorry, or you have the right to express yourself with no apologies. Just pick a position and stick with it. I believe in her right as an American to take such a photo, as to my knowledge it isn't illegal. But she also has to accept the consequences that come by exercising that freedom. Because it's with that same freedom that companies and citizens can choose not to associate with you or to come see you perform. So best of luck, Miss Griffin. Guess you won't be able to afford any more facelifts in the near future. I'm sorry. Was that out of line?
Come and get yourself a little bit of life. Oh, the stew bed.